my room?
I was in your room.
Oh, it sounded like it. You were jumping around like crazy.
Yeah, because I was trying to get her on it. I was wondering with my clothes thing. So let's try. Write down that recipe and
Yeah, well, one of those muffins is for you, remember? Two.
Oh no,
You're not supposed to eat up there, are you?
there's no garbage here. Oh,
Yeah, and it's messy and chocolate.
it's not that easy.
Good morning, my friends. Just sitting down with the tea. It's actually afternoon now. But I just wrapped up the morning stuff. Making sourdough, I should show you. I had my worst sourdough fail yesterday, which I knew it was probably gonna fail when I was making it. I've been experimenting a lot and it's the funniest sourdough loaf I've ever made. It is the flattest, saddest thing ever. Hilarious. Anyway, readjusting. I've been balancing between making, testing out making sourdough at night versus the morning versus letting it sit in the fridge for 12 hours versus not, just experimenting and having fun with it. So learning some things, clearly. And it's always different. The bread, our weather is very, our seasons are very abrupt and kind of whiplashy. It always affects the bread while the seasons transition, which is kind of funny. Baby is napping right now. And I just finished cleaning the kitchen and the kids are all done their chores and everybody's just kind of having quiet downtime. It's kind of how our day flows. By the time the baby goes down for his nap, everybody's kind of done with their morning stuff and the house is clean and everybody kind of branches off for a couple hours. Then we meet up again in the afternoon. It has been the nicest weather and we are feeling so much better. That was a wild month, February, where everybody, except for me, thank God, was sick. And the first thing was, it's not even that everybody was sick one after the other. It was the kids got sick and then they were sick for a while because the initial illness was quick, but this nose and this once in a while cough just lingered for weeks. So I kept my kids home. We stayed home. I don't like to go share germs with other people, so we stayed home for I think that cold duration was 3 weeks, and then everybody was finally better and we had somebody, I think this is where it came from, I'm not sure, one of the kids had a friend over that goes to public school, and then sure enough just a couple days later Grayson had gotten sick on his birthday and Cody got that as well, and then just a few days after that Zeg got it, and finally, and then Cody got sick, but he was actually just burnt out from working so hard that month, and now everybody is well, I can report. And after a wild month, all in the meanwhile, I also had my gallbladder attacks in there and was in the hospital and figuring out that it was my gallbladder, and all of that was also thrown in there. So it has been wild. I feel like we're really come out on the other side now. Cody and I dedicated a week to just catching up on life. Deep cleaning, getting some stuff done. I've been nesting like crazy. So I'm at the end of my second trimester and I get the urge to nest really early while I still feel good. I know that the last trimester is gonna go by really fast for me. We only have 3 months until baby, and which is just wild. This pregnancy has gone so quickly. I feel like I'm doing very minimal updates, but it just is what it is at this point. Like, whatever. Not gonna feel guilty about it. I'm just gonna move on. But there's a lot to do because baby is coming right at the start of summer, so right after the equinox essentially, the solstice, and I have to put the garden in May and do all of that, and that's going to keep me busy for a couple weeks, and then it's like really crunch time to make sure I've got everything washed and sorted and ready to make my life as easy as possible for when baby comes. This is a little bit of a different pregnancy and postpartum preparation in the way that I will have the most support I've ever had in any of my pregnancies, in any of my postpartums. So it's a little interesting for me. Like, my brain is like prep. But for the first time, like, I know I'm gonna have extra people to lean on, because right after I had Zeg, I started a women's circle of like my friends who I had lots of friends who were just not friends with each other, and I would only see once in a while. And so I started this women's circle, and we've been circling for a year now, and we've had blessing ways, which is like just spiritual baby showers, and meal trains for people, and it's just a beautiful community that's formed. And I formed it after Zagreus, so now it's just like cohesive. I already had all these wonderful, beautiful friends, but now it's like we get together and like somebody will plan a meal train, and like everybody knows each other now, and it's turned into this really beautiful thing. And so this will be the first time that like I don't have to throw my own blessing way. It will be like the whole blessing way will be handled for me, and I will get a meal train this time, and like it's just wild to me. I'm so grateful. It's really hard for me too, because I'm always the giver and I always put these things together for other people. I have a bit of a hard time accepting the help myself, but I'm also excited to just embrace that part and like have my close friends over and allow them to help me. And yeah, it's just gonna be a really big blessing. So although I'm prepping a lot, I also am trying to remind myself that I'm not completely alone this time. So which is a huge blessing for the fourth baby. Like, you got your stuff down by the time you have your fourth baby, but you also have other children and it's just more work. So anyway, all that to say, we're doing so much better. We've been getting projects done. We've been doing like a mix of nesting and spring cleaning. So over the week, like Cody cleaned out the whole garage and made sure all the recycling was at the recycle yard. It's very hard for us because he works the same hours that the recycle yard is open. So that's always a challenge to like figure out schedule wise when we can get to the recycling yard. And he started on the yard cleanup, started laying grass seed. So we're just preparing, because I want to plant, like I'm planning to spend so much of my summer outside, just on a blanket with new baby in the shade in our beautiful yard, and to just make it a really lovely space to just hang out in, so Zay can just play outside all day and run around, and we can have friends over, and it'll just be really, really nice. So we're just prepping for that, putting things together, organizing things. It's been good. And now I feel like, okay, I feel like we're back on track. Life is normal again. And we've started to do our normal things again. The spring always picks up in activities for homeschool stuff too. So like we're starting to slowly add in a little bit more extracurriculars during our week, and our homeschool meetups with the group that I run start again this week, and so really excited about that. I haven't seen anybody like since the fall, so yeah, it's just good. And I just wanted to update because I know the last couple vlogs I was like, I thought I heard dog throwing up, but it was just my washing machine. That panicked feeling, oh no. Yeah, it's just the last couple of vlogs I was like, life is really hard right now, because it really was, and now it's much better. And health-wise stuff, I figured out a lot of really key pieces that have been keeping me pretty much, like I have had a gallbladder attack in between, but it was not as bad and it was much faster, so that's good. But I've been learning so much, and I've really been feeling amazing since I've changed some things. So I'll talk about that soon too. Yeah, I just wanted to take you guys along today, and I wanted to sit down for a second and say hi. Making some bread, and let's show you this loaf. Guys, it's embarrassing. Normally, this is the stuff old me would have been like, I'm not showing the internet this. I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. Everybody will laugh at me. It's like, good, please laugh. This needs to be laughed at. We deserve to laugh at this together. Like I said, like I've been I've been troubleshooting some issues I've been having with my sourdough, but I've also been experimenting. Looks like a cute loaf, right? This isn't even edible. It's like 2 inches thick. Never in my life have I baked something that looks like this flat. So funny. I don't know what went on. It's gummy. It's overproofed. It's so funny. It's hilarious. Anyway, take 2. I think that's my baby. Hey friends, back. I didn't film our afternoon chunk, so Zeg was sleeping, and then he woke up when I fed him lunch, and we had lunch together, and then we went for a walk with our friend. One of my friends lives just down the road from us, and she's a big like, let's get outside and go for a walk too. She's got a baby that is about 8 months younger than Zeg, so they're close in age. Once they're a little older, they'll be like close in age. But anyway, we went for a nice walk. I've been trying to get out for a walk every day. It's been so warm. Right now, I'm not experiencing any pelvic girdle pain. And so I'm trying to take advantage of that and like really move my body and do gentle forms of exercise. So now that it's warm out and I can actually take Zeg out easily, we've been trying to go for daily walks. And it has felt so good. It's like life-giving to get outside. We walk along the canal and it's just so nice. But we're back now, just hanging out. I'm working on baby's blanket. I almost said his name. I'm working on his blanket. So the colors are really fun. We've got like a sagey green and this like kind of warm yellow. And then I've got like kind of a desert sand kind of bone color, and then and then a gray. So I think it's gonna look really cute. I wanted something that was like a little summery but still kind of earthy tones. Anyway, I'm just working on this before I have to make dinner, and then I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to make dinner with you and chat with you. Oh, do you want some milk, please? Okay. Because I'm going to make one of our favorite easy dinners, and I think it's so simple, and I'm frustrated that I didn't think about it sooner, so I will show you guys that in a minute. I'm just gonna feed the babe. Okay, so I think you can see most of my head. Let's just go ahead and inch you up a little bit. I'm gonna make dinner, and this is one of my favorite easy dinners. It feels like when you're eating it, it feels like you put in a ton of work and you didn't. And those are my favorites. So I do a ton of like 30-minute dinners because that's all I have time for. We have really busy weeks. Today is a really chill day. But this is my 1-sheet ham, and I will put the recipe in the link below, or the link to the recipe in the description below. And it's, as it says on 1 sheet, you do all of the like veggies, potatoes, and ham. I'm probably gonna do my veggies separate just because I want more room for more ham today, because I want leftovers. So I get a Costco slab of ham, some potatoes, I do some canned pineapple slices, and I'll show you how I put it together. And it's so easy, it just goes in the oven for 30 minutes, you forget about it, and you have a whole meal. So, perfect. I think the lady who created this recipe, I might only do half this ham, I don't know, we'll see. I think she calls this like Easter dinner, kind of. on a sheet pan. It's really simple. I don't know, maybe I'll only use half. Might be enough. We will see. Okay, so I'm just gonna slice up the ham and then I'll show you in a second. I need to make the glaze. We just do like is it honey maple? I think it has honey or maybe maple syrup. I don't know which one I do. Sometimes I switch it up on my own. But you just cut the ham like an inch thick. Half an inch maybe. Just some nice slices. Honestly, lately this is the only way I do ham now. Like, I really don't cook a full ham anymore very often. Pork is not my favorite meat. So yeah, but this is quite delicious. Everybody loves it. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna do both. You know what, I do want leftovers, so the boys will get it eaten. Let's do the whole thing. Best case scenario, I don't have to cook tomorrow. Okay, I'm just gonna, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to chop my potatoes up and assemble my sauces, and then I'll talk to you again and like show you putting it on the sheet and how, on the pan, and how easy it is. Talk to you in a second. So you know, don't poke those. Might be enough. Okay, I think that's enough potatoes. I don't measure anything with potatoes. These are also amazing if you're like as a quick side in the air fryer. I always just have a go-to of olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, and a whole bunch of herbs. So I put parsley, basil, Italian seasoning, and oregano in this. And I just dress them like super heavily. And I let them sit in the olive oil and the herb combination for a little bit. This makes like bomb potatoes every time. In the air fryer, they get so crispy and beautiful. Sometimes I do baby potatoes in half. I think it's like, what is it? Maybe 400 on the air fryer for like 20 minutes. Don't quote me on that, but you can Google it. So I'll just set that aside. The ham sauce is super simple. It's just brown sugar and honey and a little squeeze of mustard and a little splash of apple cider vinegar, I think. When Zag was just starting solids well, when he was eating, but he wasn't one yet, I would just swap out the honey for maple syrup in this meal so that I wouldn't have to worry about him having any. And if you're wondering what honey I'm using, this is like a natural, I think a natural Canadian one from Costco. I don't actually recommend this honey. I only cook with it because it tastes like beer, like really strongly. It's very hoppy. It's a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, so I'll just do a little splash. Sure, if you didn't have apple cider vinegar, you could probably do lemon too, and it would be totally fine. Or white vinegar. It's a tablespoon of mustard. It's supposed to be like Dijon mustard, but I just have French's, so. Okay, and you just put this on the stovetop and warm it up and give it a stir while it warms. Okay, and then we bring our tin-foiled sheet over. And you'll see me just layer all of the things. It's very simple. Open my pineapples. I just like to do my veggies on the side because one, we prefer steamed vegetables, and two, do I need 2 cans? I don't know. This might have been a mistake. I like to leave room for more ham and more potatoes, so. Our favorite part about this meal is that the glaze from the ham kind of leaks into the potatoes and it makes this crispy, sweet deliciousness that is amazing. If you don't like pineapple, you don't have to add it, but it is amazing. I just heat it until it's warm and like combined well, and we've got a nice sauce going on. And then grab my handy dandy little barbecue brush here, and I start placing the ham, and just I give each piece a good little brush, and then I take a ring of pineapple and I put it in between. Ham, and then I do believe this ham is fully cooked, so like it's very simple. You're pretty much just like heating and crisping it up nice. So if you layer them a little bit tight, it's okay. Let's see what I can fit. And then like any leftover ham, I will just like chop up and freeze or something for maybe stir fry, or not stir fry, like fried rice, or who knows, whatever we're in the mood for. So I only do half, so I have room for the potatoes. But this is why, like, so if you have a smaller family, it would be perfect to do it on one sheet. But we have a big family and we love leftovers and we have big eaters in our house. So, like, my kids eat full adult portions. I have a teenager. Like, food goes fast in this house. So if you had a smaller family, you could absolutely just like do 1/3 of the pan with each thing. So I'm gonna have a little bit of leftovers, but I'll either just feed this to my dogs or I'll cut it up for a different meal, maybe like some egg sandwiches or something. Maybe let's fit one more guy on here though. Why not? And let's throw some extra pineapples on there. Because again, why not? We can. Might as well make all of them because my kids love pineapple. Okay. Now, I just have a little bit, so I'm just gonna kind of drizzle it really quick on all of these and let it get all delicious and happy. Okay, done. And now this side, you just dump your potatoes. And it's okay, like I've made this so many times. If they're not evenly in one layer, it's totally fine. I chop mine a little bit thinner because not everybody in my house likes a crispy potato. So that way they can kind of like find the potatoes that they like. Done. So there's our sheet pan, and I'm just gonna pop this in the oven. All right, now this will go in for like 30 minutes. Maybe a tiny bit longer, depending. If you have thin layers, you could do like 20 minutes. But this is such a simple dinner. So it's 5:27 right now. Cody gets home, will be home just after 6 tonight. So that will be perfect, meaning if I gave myself enough room, or if I needed it to sit for a little bit longer, let's say my potatoes aren't where I want them to be, or my ham isn't crispy enough, they can have 10 to 15 minutes more in the oven before he'll be home. And then I'll do green beans on the side. I just steam them with a bit of water, salt, pepper, and butter, and voila. Dinner is done. And it seems like I cooked all day and I threw this together in 15 minutes. So it's one of our favorites. Anytime I can do like a one pot or a sheet meal, but I'm not a casserole person. I don't like, I need things to still be decently like clean and lean. I don't like when, you know, casseroles, they're just so heavy and full of crap, honestly. So one sheet things or one pan things or crock pot stuff is my best friend, because some days I just don't have time to be in the kitchen for 2 hours making dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna chop this up and throw it in a baggie and throw it in the freezer. I'm probably gonna chop it up into cubes and we'll just do stir fried one of the nights. Or not stir, I keep saying stir fried, fried rice. Okay, I'm going to make an apple crisp because I have about 20 minutes and Zaggy's pretty distracted right now, so unless he's gonna get into my plant. Hey, Zagreus, no, don't touch my plants. Nope, yucky. Don't eat it, okay? Anyway, I have about 20 minutes. I'm going to try and whip up a quick apple crisp because today is pie day. And because I have the time and I'm already in the kitchen and things are pretty clean, I might as well attempt, right? Because on pie day, there should be pie. I thought I would just chat with you, make an apple crisp real quick. Let's see if this makes it take 8 times longer than it should. When I've got like stuff in the oven like this, it's great because the oven's already preheated. And then once I take dinner out, I'll just let the oven temperature drop a little bit and then I'll throw the pie in. Oh, and there goes my plants. Okay. Yeah, I just thought we'd have a little chat. Because again, I've taken a couple weeks off vlogging. I feel so weird about social media right now, honestly. Like, not necessarily in a bad way or anything, but like, I just don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Not that I ever have in these spaces, but the world is so influencer focused. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody's trying to be an influencer. And if you're not an influencer, then what are you doing on the internet? I feel like, and I just don't feel like and the whole internet is about niches. Everybody's so obsessed with niches and categories and like, what's your weird, unique niche and stuff. And I feel like I just don't fit in anywhere. Like, the trad wife movement is huge, and yes, I might be a traditional wife, and I might be a homemaker, and I might homeschool my kids and do crunchy stuff, but I'm a total hippie, and I'm not Christian, so like, I don't fit in there, and I don't know, it's just weird. I feel like I don't necessarily fully fit in with the hippies because I'm more nuanced. And not that I'm trying to shove myself in a box, I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm doing on the internet. And it's also weird because like so many people are shaming you for sharing any sort of bits of your kids. And like I've never made my kids the focus of my stuff, but I'm also comfortable at this point still sharing the bits I do because I feel like I do it very consciously, very respectfully. Like you guys never see a picture on Instagram of my older kids unless they've given me permission to share it. Which is why sometimes there's times where it looks like maybe I have a favorite kid or something that I'm not posting, just because that kid has been like, no, I don't want things shared. And I'm like, cool, okay. But I don't know, I just like feel, I don't know, I guess I'm like, am I even interesting to like, do I have any business sharing anything right now? Like, I just feel weird about it. And I don't know where I really fit. And I've been on YouTube for 10 years. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be a big influencer. I don't want my community. Sorry, that's a new thing we're doing, is screaming. I feel like I've worked really hard to build a really genuine community in this space. And I don't want, Zaki, can we not? I don't want my community, I don't know if you guys are even gonna be able to hear me. I don't want like, Zagris, no. Can we, yeah, can we whisper? Can we do quiet? Like, I don't want my community to get like that feel that I've worked really hard, where like I recognize people who comment on my vlogs. I have made a lot of internet friends. It feels cozy. I don't want to lose that by getting too many followers, but also sometimes I feel like I post so much and I just like never grow because I'm not subscribing to these like influency ways, or like, I don't know, selling my soul to the internet gods. I'm not sure. But like, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Like, right, and maybe it's pregnancy and I get really like introverted, but I'm like, I could just stop. I could just delete everything and just stop. And I'd feel like nobody would notice. Not in a like emo way, but like, I could just stop. Not that that's what I want, but like, I don't know. I wonder if I'm just wasting my time. Like, should I be spending all of this time editing videos and posting on Instagram and looking at my phone when I could just be super present with my kids and just not do any of it? But then at the same time, am I capable of being present with my children and also posting? Absolutely. It's what I do right now. It's what I do day to day. But like, I'm just kind of having this like existential, let's call it a midlife social media crisis. Although I guess I'm not midlife yet, but still. Yeah, it's just strange, and it's made me kind of like not know how to show up in this space, which is why I switched to doing like 2 videos a week to try and stay consistent. Are you okay? I just don't know. I used to post like a lot of educational content, and I've gone through stages where like I daily vlogged, and like I just don't know what fits into my life right now. Like, about to have 4 kids, and I don't want to stop sharing because I feel like that, one, there's definitely probably a part of me that's, I'm so used to sharing that it feels quite foreign not to. But also, like, I just feel like we need to see mothers mothering because we don't have the village. Like, I've built myself a village now in my own life, and I do have a village now. But as a society, as women, we don't have the village we're supposed to have. And we don't get to watch mothers mother. And we're supposed to be exposed to like all these different ways of mothering to be able to find our own path and everything and get wisdom and just seek like companionship. And we don't have that in our society anymore. So like things like this is a way to do that and a way to like offer that. And I don't want to stop that part. I really think it's important. But then I also just feel really irrelevant. Like I feel like I'm getting old and boring, and like, I don't know, I'm not like hot mom enough to like be that kind of influencer. And I feel like I won't niche down enough because there's too many things that I like to do and like to share about. I don't want to just talk about birth, even though that's what I do now, just because, like, again, I'm a multifaceted woman, as most are, I would think. And I just I don't know what this looks like anymore. And so right now I'm just like, let's just live and share that and stop trying to do anything. Because maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Maybe I'm always trying too hard, and maybe I just need to stop trying it all and just show up the way I want to, mothering my kids, frolicking in the garden, cooking dinner. I don't know what the answer is. And I know there's going to be people out there that watch consistently, and you guys are my people, and you're like, please don't go anywhere. And I'm not saying I'm going to. I just don't know. I'm like, do I hang on and hope that like we kind of loop back around to this style of content where people want to see just real lives and real people and real moms ranting in their kitchen while they make dinner? Or are we just done with this? And am I just no longer, like, I'm not willing to like grow into what current influencers are, because that doesn't interest me. So I'm like, is my time just done and I just missed the mark? I don't know. I also don't want this huge following and to get bullied out of my mind, because I do so many things differently and I'm very hot topic sometimes, and like, I know I can be very controversial because of my lifestyle choices and some of the opinions I hold. And I'm just like not interested in being PC about it anymore. But I'm also not interested in being so outspoken about it that it's exhausting for me, or like, I don't know, I don't want to clickbait with like hot topics all the time either on any social media. I don't know. If you're out there and you like have a foot in social media like I do, again, very small footing, but like, are you feeling the same? Is it just me? Am I having a pregnancy crisis here? Oh, uh-oh. Anyway, those are just some musings. My baby just knocked down a plant, so I'm gonna recruit some help. I'm gonna finish this pie, and I'll show you dinner when it's all made. And I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, you guys, the night got away from me and I didn't film anymore. The pie was delicious. I just popped it right into the oven while we were eating. And then I went up and did, like, as soon as Zay gets done eating, he gets so messy that I take him straight up to the bath. And then lately, because I'm pregnant and tired and I've really been trying to, one of the things I'm like resetting for my health is making sure I'm very consistent with bedtime. And I was so tired. So I brought him up to go to bed, or like do bath and bedtime, and I just never went back downstairs. So I totally forgot to like end the vlog or anything, or show my apple crisp or anything, but it was an amazing meal. Those are probably some of the best potatoes probably top 5 potatoes in my life that I've made. It's impressive. I don't know why. They were just delicious. The apple crisp was perfect and so yummy. And yeah, that's, my baby destroys stuff every single time I talk to the camera. Oh, did you knock some books down? Can you put them back? Can you put them back for me? Thank you. Whatever. Mom life when you have toddlers. This is a very chatty, ranty vlog, and hopefully you enjoyed cooking with me, and it was fine, but yeah, I'm just feeling a little weird about like where I belong and where I fit in and what to film and how to show up in this space. So thanks for sticking around as I figure it out, but I appreciate you all. I hope you're doing really, really well, and we will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.